This is Eric Gu, the chairman of Metaverse Foundation. I am I have been in this crypto industry since 2013, being an investor, being an entrepreneur since the first day that I know what Bitcoin was. So today I'd like to talk to you about the how do I see the next year, 2021. I think 2020 has been incredible to say the least, right? And I think 2021 will be even more exciting to me. So number one, the first, I'd like to tell you that the major cyclical boom of major cryptocurrency is at our doorstep. So if you're being in this industry long enough, you probably know that this industry, I think, there is a 3 years and 10 months cycle. So every cycle, the price of Bitcoin and Ether and those major cryptocurrencies go boom and bust. So the last boom, I think, started around New Year Day 2017, when price of Bitcoin broke $1,000, the all-time high created in November 2013. So think about this: New Year Day of 2017, and the price of Bitcoin overtook all-time high created 3 years and 10 months ago in November 2013. And we're now, it's another 3 years and 10 months. I'm thinking this is probably going to happen again. And we're probably going to see another new high very, very soon. So this is exciting. So this is the first thing I like to say. We are almost going to see another cyclical boom of the price of major cryptocurrencies. So this is the good news. Now, the problem is, in Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper, he called Bitcoin a peer-to-peer digital cash system. But nowadays, Bitcoin is far less than that. This morning, I sent a small amount of BTC, Bitcoin, to my friend, and it cost me about $20 in fee in order for me to make sure it gets confirmed in 1 hour. So $20 in fee. I still remember the rhetoric before in 2013 that says helping the unbanked, but yet right, $20 fee for the unbanked. So plus the notorious price fluctuation. I think it is still a far-fetched to purchase a coffee with your Bitcoin. And you can hardly call this effective digital cash system. I mean, Satoshi's white paper called it a peer-to-peer digital cash system, but till today, we're still far from it. And think Bitcoin become more and more a commodity and a reserve asset instead of a cash system. Instead, you might see the rise of stablecoin, namely maybe USDT. And USDT slowly become the digital cash system that Satoshi used to describe in his white paper. The only problem is it's centralized, right? So when you look at the market cap of USDT, it has $16.5 billion of market cap. And it's only 7 to 8% of Bitcoin's market cap of 243 billion. But it has about $50 billion daily volume. Don't you call that a cash system? I think it is. I think it is. But I don't like the fact that it's centralized. I think Ethereum has the similar problem. I was doing DeFi and liquidity farming this morning, and guess how much I pay for one transaction? $5.91 per transaction. Well, I could either spend $5.91 or I could wait for an hour for my transaction to confirm and save $2.5, only pay 3.4. Now, think about this. Everybody know DeFi liquidity farming can be very profitable, but for whom? For those who has 1,000 ethers, who those has $100,000 USDT. Imagine this: if you have, let's say, 10 ether, let's say 3,000, let's say 3,000 US dollar worth of cryptocurrency, and you want to do liquidity farming, and for this particular transaction, you pay almost $6 in fee. And most people know when you do liquidity farming, usually it takes you 3 to 4 transactions, right? That's $6 times 4, that's $24. And remember, you have $3,000. And well, that's almost 1%. And just to get in, and you need to, after that, you need to take profit. That's another transaction fee. So it's really, really unfair to the small players, right? So if you have only $1,000, or say you want to pay $100, the transaction fee just suddenly doesn't make sense. Well, that being said, the more congested the network, the higher the price. I'm sorry to say that's my observation during the last 7 years. So when the transaction fee goes up, the gas fee goes up, the token price goes up. So according to the last boom, Bitcoin price went up from $1,000 to almost $20,000. So can we safely expect 10 to 20 times Bitcoin price by the end of 2021, and more on Ethereum? I think probably yes. Yes. I think everyone should go revisit the price chart of Bitcoin and Ether and look at the New Year Day of 2013, when Bitcoin was traded around $1,000. It was the all-time high after 2013 November, and a little less than $10 Ethereum price. So I think this is a good news that I really want to bring to you guys. That I think, number one, where the cyclical Bitcoin and Ether price boom is at our doorstep. Now, the second topic I really want to bring to everyone here is the decentralized finance. Everybody is talking about decentralized finance. I mean, it's really hot, and even with the price drop of Uni and the Compound token, it's still very hot. And I think, and I believe, DeFi is here to stay. And I think there will be more projects coming. It would be so interesting that more and more participants, more and more outsiders will join this DeFi boom. Maybe I said this 3 months too late, so blame on the COVID, because I think this conference could have be held 3 months earlier. I could have told you 3 months earlier, DeFi is the thing. Things early this year, there are so many DeFi projects, namely Uniswap, SushiSwap, Compound, 1inch as an aggregator of decentralized exchange, and interesting stablecoin project, AMPL. More and more innovative product that's coming into DeFi space. This is just what I say is on Ethereum, more and more projects become 1+1 greater than 2, meaning there are so many synergies are across this Ethereum DeFi projects. So Uniswap and Compound and 1inch, AAVE and ANPL and MakerDAO, these projects are no longer standalone projects. They are interactive with each other, and it make each other greater and make the whole Ethereum blockchain greater, and also make the whole crypto space greater. So, but no, I'm not gonna say but yet. But to think about this scenario, you have let's say 10 ETH, 10 ETH. What you can do is you go to Uniswap and swap 5 of ETH you have into USDT, and you put 5 ETH and 5 ETH worth of USDT into the liquidity pool of Uniswap. Then you go to SushiSwap to do liquidity mining, or you can go to Compound to borrow, make it out DAI stablecoin, use your Ethereum as collateral, and use the DAI you freshly borrowed to do liquidity mining. And also, you can play on the stablecoin of AMPL. So these things make the DeFi space ever greater. Now, here's the but. Think about this. Each platform, you probably gonna spend gas 2 to 3 times. So imagine if you have 10 ETH and you go to Compound, you borrow DAI, put down your ETH as collateral and borrow DAI. That's one transaction. Then you probably want to do liquidity mining. By the end of all the transactions, you probably paid $100 worth of gas fee. This is just a big problem. Now, I think in the very near future, these problems can be solved by innovators. and there are many solutions. I think importantly, it could be just technical innovation. I think Vitalik called for layer 2 solution and rolled up layer 2 solution, so it can be much faster and much cheaper. But this is a technical solution, but there might be some other solution as well. Have you thought of a solution that use one smart contract to do all I just described above? Say you have 10 ETH, you want to borrow DAI from Compound and put down the freshly borrowed USDT and Ether to liquidity mining and harvest from the liquidity mining. All in one transaction, you pay only one gas fee. Aggregated DeFi platform. I think that would be very interesting later on. So I think this DeFi is here to stay again, and there are more innovative application will happen very soon. And it can either be a layer 2 solution or could be some other chain. I mean, if Ethereum doesn't catch up quickly enough. The other important thing about decentralized finance is it actually attracts a lot of outsiders, people that not used to be in the crypto industry. They come here for high yields. someone, speculators, and someone come for just to, it is fun. Because think about past 3 years, all the crypto industry offer was, trading, smart contract, and it's kind of boring, right? But not DeFi, it actually put in some game theory in there, right? For example, compound, right? So you can borrow money when you put down USDT, you can borrow DAI, but most people think if I borrow money, I pay interest. Am I right? But for compound project, you borrow money, you pay interest, but you also get compound coin. If you, in the end, you actually make money, a lot of them, a lot of them. So it become interesting. And after you borrow DAI, you can put down DAI, or you can go to a decentralized exchange and you exchange the DAI you borrow into USDT and come back and collateralize your USDT again, borrow more DAI, and you do the same multiple times. So it become a game theory that if you can make money by borrowing money, then you're gonna borrow more. Of course, you put on a lot of leverage there. So that make people be interested, those outsiders as well, right? It's fun. So that being said, I do see a lot of people coming into this space. Um, I've been in China for 7 years. For the past 7 years, I I still have a lot of connection back there, and do see a lot of new players entering the space because of DeFi. I would say, well, in the tens of thousands. Um, yeah, so DeFi is a good thing because it brings new fresh blood into this space. So combined with next year's crypto boom, I think this will be, um, propeller, push the industry even higher. Now, the third topic I like to talk about is NFT, non-fungible tokens. I think a lot of people here probably heard of non-fungible tokens, and they probably know what non-fungible tokens are. But what's important was non-fungible tokens, just like decentralized finance. It's important in a way that it actually brought a lot of new players into this crypto space. That's very important. Again, I spent so many years in China that I still have connection, and I saw so many Chinese people are into non-fungible tokens now. Um, Being in the WeChat group, and so many people are asking about it, and I think this will be a huge wave next year. Why? Because non-fungible token actually link a lot of people from gaming industry. Okay, sorry, not gaming industry, but the gamers. They play game, right? If the weapons, the armors, or these lands can be linked to on the blockchain and sold everywhere and using Ethereum or USDT, isn't that you know isn't that pretty for the game players? And nowadays you have Decentraland, you have Crypto Vasos, you have Sandbox. Those games are so interesting, and you can buy and sell lands, and you can rent it out. And I saw people decorate the land they bought on Decentraland or Crypto Vasos into an art gallery, and they put the art they bought into the gallery, and people, you control an avatar, you can walk into their gallery, virtual gallery, and look the art they just bought or they create. And one day I walked into a gallery full of Chinese traditional art. I was like, oh wow, this is beautiful, and those are digital, traditional Chinese art in the digital form. in an art gallery on a virtual land. Isn't that interesting? So basically, you have gamers, you have artists, you have collectors, and you probably have speculators buying and selling the land or the art, right? So all of a sudden, you have new people never heard of the crypto industry. They can for this hype. I wouldn't even call it hype yet because the hype is next year. And if you look at OpenSea.io, and you will notice the artworks, the virtual lands, and the collectible cards went up like 5, 6 times for the past 6 months. You know, the more people joining, the the more hype of NFT, non-fungible token. So um, again, I'm gonna say this again. You guys are probably gonna be very bored of me saying this. Is Ethereum gas price is too high, and it become a hinder of the development of DeFi and non-fungible token. So yeah, I'm gonna share my screen, just show you something that interesting. A lot of people probably know this website. Disclaimer: I have nothing, no association with this product. But look, this they can mine NFTs. There are so many cards, collectible cards. You can stake your token and mine. So this project is a hibernation of DeFi, decentralized finance, and NFTs. So look this particular card. It only has 10 total mint, right? So it can be collected. And this particular card is selling for almost 9.5 Ethereum. But if you look the less popular cards here, right? These cards selling for 0.01 Ethereum. So it's about $20. But in order to mint this particular card, you're gonna spend $6, and probably gonna spend another $6 to transfer this card. All of a sudden, make this like economically not feasible, right? So again, we are we're gonna see a huge boom quickly in this industry, but the current infrastructure is really lagging behind, namely the TPS, transaction per second, and the gas fee, the cost of doing business, right? So, so the good news is, yes, we're going to see a big boom next year in terms of the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum and other coins, maybe. And also, we're going to see a lot of new people coming into this space to play DeFi, decentralized finance. And hopefully, I overheard that JP Morgan are saying DeFi is amazing. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of major players. But what about the infrastructures? That's a problem. So now, I think I'm done my speech of describing the future. What I want to do now is show you that what I have done. So for the past year and a half, I did a few projects and investments just to sort into this DeFi industry and non-fungible token industry. So the first thing I want to show you is a DeFi project. I call it the Gene of Finance. So basically, you can stake token, and then you can put liquidity, and you can earn a yield. Now, this is the liquidity mining part of the product that you can put down your token, maybe USDT, maybe Ethereum, then earn some new token just for hoarders to make some money. And this is 100% decentralized. I'm not taking your money. Those your money are locked in a smart contract. The user of this platform, although they make a good profit, but they are also suffering what I just described, the high transaction fee. So each time you click, say you want to stake some coin here, you pay a gas fee of $6 or $10. You know, I think it last night. Last night I saw $10 gas price when Ethereum prices are dropping sharply. So what I'm thinking is this platform later on, I'm gonna add sessions of swap. So you can have a Uniswap function on the site. It's not here yet, but it will be there. Uniswap. So you can swap your token, trade your Ethereum token with USDT. And also I'm gonna add money market option. So basically it's a compound, like you can borrow money, use your Ethereum or USDT as collateral and borrow money to do liquidity mining. And it should provide another functionality that one click, meaning one smart contract. You pay gas fee once, you borrow money, you add liquidity, you start mining, and you harvest. So one transaction fee and covers all. I think this will be very cool. This is my product. This is very early stage. I'm gonna add more functionality to it. That that will happen hopefully next month. And later on, also it should be something like NFT mining as well here. Now, still, next year, by the end of next year, maybe Ethereum will go up like 20 times, maybe 100 times. Who knows, right? But we're paying like $6 gas fee right now. Imagine 20 times. It's gonna be 120. Well, I hope the layer 2 solution of Ethereum will be ready by then. Otherwise, nobody gonna. I mean, most people will not be able to afford that kind of gas fee. Or all of a sudden, DeFi or NFT market just look, no fun at all. I don't want to play a place that each time I need to pay $120 gas fee, right? So another solution will be, well, this platform needs to be chain agnostic. So if Ethereum gets too expensive, I can use maybe Tron. I know someone you don't like. Some people don't like Tron, but it's okay. And also, for the past a year and a half, I've been working on Metaverse DNA solution. So this is a new blockchain. I would call it second layer maybe. And the peak TPS you can see is almost 11,000 per second, and the block speed is less than a second a block. So it's much faster a blockchain. And hopefully, when this platform, DeFi platform, oh, I don't know if, hold on, I need to share this screen again. So this, yeah, I think I'm sharing this. Yeah, okay. This DNA project, Metaverse DNA project, I've been working on for a year and a half now. And it's working right now. So the peak TPS is 11,000, and the block speed is about less than a second a block. So it has a lot of capacity. And the gene of finance DeFi platform can be chain agnostic. So if Ethereum blockchain become too congested or too expensive, well, people can choose a much cheaper version and much faster version of the blockchain. So here, this is another solution. And in terms of NFT, sorry, and our team also working on Okay, I need to share my screen again. Sorry. So we're working on multiple NFT projects as well. One, namely Ephemera. This is an NFT market for the photographers. So each and every pictures are an NFT, and this can be sold or auctioned. Um, and this is not launched yet. It will be ready by next week. So everyone, so this is a commercial time. Like to share you what we been working on. So DeFi, NFT, and also I'm working on a secondary market of NFT exchange platform. So you can buy and sell secondhand um, NFTs on that platform. So I think 2021 gonna be an amazing year for crypto assets. We're gonna see the boom of the Bitcoin and Ethereum price, and we're gonna see a boom of DeFi projects. We're gonna see a lot of new DeFi projects. The limitation is your imagination. So I really like to thank Ethereum blockchain that gave a lot of people the ability to realize their um, imagination and the new product and the number of products and almost reach a critical mass, and um, it will create a huge boom in DeFi and NFT space. So this is, I really excited to see this happening in the next 12 months. But again, the problem will be the capacity of the network and the high fee. A few comments on Ethereum 2.0. A lot of people think Ethereum 2.0 will solve the capacity problem, but I actually don't think so, because the recently announced Ethereum 2.0 um, is not solving the problem at this moment. It's I think it only has the beacon chain. You don't have the sharding chains yet. So in order for Ethereum 2.0 to be scalable, you really need a sharding chain and really need a lot of other functionality to be ready, which is scheduled late next year and beyond. So, but as I said, the cyclical boom is here, and we're gonna see a lot of transaction volume because of the boom, because of the DeFi hype, and because of the NFT. So Ethereum 2.0 is too slow and not enough. So I think the solution, hopefully Vitalik is right. Ethereum 2, you can roll up, use the set layer 2 solution, or maybe you can try Metaverse DNA. Um, uh, and the platform like Gene Finance, which is chain agnostic. So I hope that will propel the whole industry forward next year. I think that's all of my speech. I can take some question if the audience has some. So I see this question is: do you think the next trend in 2021 will be the DeFi and NFTs? Yes, of course I do, because I think I'm seeing it. I'm actually looking at it. So for the past 6 months, you probably know how active the DeFi space is. Most people probably ignore the NFT market, but I do see the boom of NFT market. If you look at, you know what, these two can be together. Let me describe something exciting to you. Go to Decentraland, and if you have Ether, buy a small piece of land. It is quite expensive, but it's worth to try. And you can create your own gallery or anything there, right? And you can actually put your DeFi product there. Let's say you're an entrepreneur. I give you an idea, okay? So you buy a land in any of the games, let's say CryptoVass or Decentraland or Sandbox. Disclaimer: I have no affiliation with these companies, but if you do that, you have a virtual land. You build a gallery, or you build a let's say department store, and you put your DeFi product in there, and people, uh, you know, avatars can walk in and say, I want to purchase this particular DeFi product and earn a yield, right? So if you open a bank in the real world, you need a license and approval from charter from the government, but you can open a bank on Decentraland, right? To do whatever lending or loaning that you want. So this will be a DeFi and an NFT, combination. I just give you an idea. I think you will make a lot of money out of it. And also, if you're an artist, it doesn't hurt to create a gallery in these platform. And if you're, so what's important is this NFT brings in the real artist, brings in the real collectors, and brings in the real gamers and a lot more. So they are not in the they're not in the crypto space at this moment, and they will be in our crypto space next year. So I'm really excited about this. Yeah, that's my answer to your question. And any more questions? Well, I think Twitter is the aggregation of information. So if you search hashtag NFT and hashtag DeFi, you'll get a lot of hits. And now, if you really like to look NFT, go to OpenSea.io, OpenSea.io. There are almost all it's kind of the explorer. Let's say you're into Bitcoin industry. The first thing you would do, you probably, okay, second thing. First thing is go to exchange, but second thing is really to look the explorer. So OpenSea.io is the explorer of NFT. Yeah, so go look there and also follow the Twitter hashtag NFTs, DeFi's. You'll get a lot of information. And the best recommendation to you guys is put down a little bit money so you care. So don't just be a bystander. Jump in a little bit. Yeah, thank you about the question about Gene.finance. So this Gene.finance project was launched, I think, 10 days ago. It's pretty successful, I have to say. I don't like to, overly exaggerate the project that I am actually involved in. So this is disclaimer: the Gene.finance I deeply involved. So I'd like to tell you about. So 10 days in, we're already consumed a lot of Ethereum gas. So that these smart contracts were probably number 11 to number 20 were swinging. So sometimes we're higher than compound projects. Sometimes we're even higher than some decentralized exchange projects. So the Gene.finance was created initially just want to add value to the Metaverse DNA project we had before, but now we actually become a phenomenon. So a lot of people look, oh, you guys are really big on Ethereum, so they want to be part of it. So next few days, we're gonna enable the voting mechanism. So basically, if you have enough Gene token, you can vote for what next project to be listed on Gene.finance, meaning you can use that token. Let's say Neo. We can vote for Neo to get listed on Gene.finance as a liquidity pool. So this will be the next step. And following, we will have the swap functionality. So basically, you can you can exchange your USDT with a Neo token. Of course, we're going to charge for a transaction fee, and later on, we're going to expand to money market, meaning you can borrow money if you put down USDT or Ether or wrapped BTC as a collateral. You can borrow money, borrow DAI, borrow USDT, borrow other tokens, and to do a liquidity farming. Because chances are you're gonna find some liquidity pool has a higher yield than the rest of the pool. So you want to swap that token, you get higher return, right? So the lending and borrowing platform. Also, again, we're gonna borrow the compound idea. Sorry, they are open source. We're gonna nothing wrong to borrow the ideas, right? So we're gonna borrow the compound idea that if you borrow money, we give you a token. So I don't know if you can make more money by borrowing money or loan money out. This is another module we're gonna add to it. And the third thing is a stable coin. We're gonna add stable coin because you have so many assets, crypto assets are staked in the Gene Finance platform. So we can probably issue stable coin backed by these assets. And the fifth thing we got to add is the liquidity mining of NFT collectibles, just like the Don't Buy ME project I just showed you. We're gonna borrow that idea as well. I'll probably just collaborate with that project to ask them to come to our platform again, we want to aggregate all the DeFi services on the same platform, so you don't have to, log into different platforms. What if these are fake or phishing platform? All you need to remember is Gene.finance. And later on, I don't know if it's feasible or not, but one smart contract will, one call to one smart contract will enable you to borrow money and put down into liquidity pool and money. So save you 5-6 transaction fee into one. So that's my vision of Gene Finance. Thank you for asking. Yeah, again, Metaverse DNA. Now, okay, I'm gonna brag about this Metaverse DNA. So I saw DeFi coming maybe 2 years ago. So Metaverse DNA is really for DeFi. It's born for DeFi. It's lightning fast. So as I said, half second block, and the TPS can be 11,000 per second. So much faster. It's ready. It was online this month actually. No, last month. Sorry, it's too many projects. Last month. So I think nowadays, I would say 95% of DeFi project and the NFTs are on Ethereum network. But that make Ethereum, too heavy, too many things on it. I can't really move. The network is so congested. So when people are tired of paying high gas fee and long waiting time, they have choices, right? So DNA is here. The infrastructure of DNA is ready, and we just launch we're gonna have the virtual machine platform, virtual machine ready by next week. So it's a WebAssembly virtual machine, so people can write smart contract on it, and you can move all the DeFi an NFT project onto Metaverse. It might be the transition might be slow, but it will happen if Ethereum doesn't change. That's my vision. Thank you for asking. So the question is, besides all that being accomplished so far, what is the new thing you are looking into right now? So look at the Gene of Finance. It's a DeFi and NFT aggregation platform, and we have the lower level blockchain, Metaverse ETP and Metaverse DNA. And I think what's lacking is really Oh, okay. I forgot to mention that we have a DEX decentralized exchange running on Metaverse DNA. It will be launched maybe 1 month from now. What's next is really the auction house for NFTs. So I really think NFT gonna fly high, very high. Think about this. What's Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a digital cash system. So imagine how many cash US dollar on the market and how many assets on the market. So the assets is like huge. You have this big of an asset, but you have so many US dollar cash. Same thing. You have so many Bitcoins, but NFT is huge. So people think of working on a Binance. Sorry, it's easy, but Binance exchange, right? But you just exchange ERC20 token to ERC20 token or other tokens. Those are cash system. But asset auction, buying and selling, that's even bigger. Who are somebody saying real estate is big? I'll tell you, virtual estate is even bigger. So next vision, we're gonna create a marketplace for NFT, and hopefully later on, it can be decentralized. Thank you for the question. Any more? Okay, I think that's it. Thank you everybody for listening in, and thank you for the host and the organizer. Thank you very much. Eric Gu out. Bye bye.